subjects that go way, way off into the far end. And I won't moderate those, but I won't engage them either. So really, I just made it a rule: if you're going to try to steer the discussion in the opposite direction or some far off direction, don't do that. So those are the rules of the grove. I'm a druid, so we call it a grove. Uh, yeah, Wendy, I completely agree. Coming from another Wendy, I agree. Don't be a dick. But yeah, this is a thing. So, shall we talk about Trump's golden statue now? Has everyone read the golden statue article yet? Here, I'm going to post it into the chat so that anybody that hasn't read it yet, they can go and look at it and laugh as hysterically as I did about the golden statue. So I'm going to give everybody a minute. You literally just need to see the picture on the front of that article, and we can go right into that. So I'll do that if no one objects. Is anybody going to object? I'm not getting any opinions, so that means we're going to talk about it. So remember when we thought politicians couldn't sink any lower than where they were? Donald Trump has outdone himself yet again. Um, he posted an AI generated video depicting his grand vision for a rebuilt Gaza, complete with, and I kid you fucking not, a giant golden statue of himself in the center of the rebuilt Gaza, um, standing tall amidst the rubble where thousands of Palestinians have died. No fucking way. So when I first saw it, I mean, I thought I was reading The Onion. Turns out I wasn't. I was actually looking at a Truth Social post. Um, this is our reality in 2025. The shit that Donald Trump does is so bad you could mistake it for an Onion post and not be completely aware that it's actually fucking happening. So the President of the United States, the supposed leader of the free world, shared a 33-second AI-generated video on True Social showing his wet dream for Gaza's future. Beachfront skyscrapers, rising from the apocalyptic destruction, yada yada. It's not just tasteless, and it's not just tone deaf. It's a moral obscenity. It literally is a moral obscenity. How do we get here? What demented timeline did we shift over into that said that Donald Trump was going to post an AI video of his vision of a future Gaza, which includes a solid gold statue of himself? There's something uniquely morally repugnant about using real human suffering as the before picture in your twisted makeover fantasy. But when you break it down, the video encapsulates the three pillars of what Trump believes about the world. One, he's a pathological narcissist. I don't think anybody questions this. I don't think anybody doubts this. That's what he is. He is literally a pathological narcissist. And actually, if you go through the archive, there is another thing that Donald Trump is, and that's solipsicist. Go look for that article. You'll completely agree. Second, uh, Trump has a very simplistic belief of capitalism, specifically luxury real estate development. And he believes that is the solution to literally every problem. Problem is to literally make things luxury available to whoever. So I don't know if any of you have heard this yet, but Trump is planning to offer the gold card to anybody that will pay the country $5 million, you can buy your citizenship to the U.S. with the gold card. I have an article coming about it. Trust me, you're going to hate it too. And thirdly, the astounding ignorance of geopolitical realities. Trump has no understanding of geopolitical reality at all. It's completely devoid to him. The video represents a fantasy so disconnected from reality that it might as well have just shown unicorns farting fucking rainbows moving around. Hey, hey, that's right. Sorry, my cat. Yeah, I agree, Wendy Parker. He's basically failed at every amount of anything politically he's ever done, or I'm sorry, anything he's ever done from a business perspective. I mean, he bankrupted a casino. How the fuck do you do that? You don't. I mean, it's just that's like a business you can't fuck up. You have to try to fuck it up. So cruelty. Here's what makes it really sick. While Trump shares his delusional vision of future Gaza, um, in actual Gaza remains under bombardment. People are getting killed. Children are being pulled from the rubble. Families are grieving. Basic necessities like clean water, medicine, and food are scarce in the Gaza region. Um, and that makes the video about future Gaza not just ignorance or bad taste, it is complete, abject, undeniable cruelty. Um, it's saying to an active suffering population, your current pain is just inconvenient to my prelude of my glorious vision for the land that you're sitting on, which, by the way, I'm going to deport you off of, and then I'm going to make it beautiful because you can't, because you're all a bunch of worthless human beings. And that's bullshit. I mean, it commodifies tragedy. It turns real human suffering into a before and after marketing opportunity, and it's all bullshit. And let's be clear about something. Reconstruction of Gaza is an absolute necessary, but it is a necessity for the people who live there. Now, people are going to say one thing over the other. I am not a fan of Benjamin Netanyahu. I think he is committing genocide. Um, and I would, it would be scarcely difficult, I think, for people to argue that point. The things that Netanyahu has done, he should be held accountable for. He's killed innocents, and more than a few, and all for the sake of I own this piece of land, get the fuck off. Um, so it's all just fucking delusional. So then here's another layer to the horror show about the AI video is the use of AI to generate the fever dream that is Trump's envisionment of a future Gaza. It's not harmless. When powerful figures use AI to visualize alternative realities that serve their narratives, it erodes our shared understanding of truth and how that truth works out and what that truth means. And so this is where we're in dangerous territory. By sharing, AI generated media, Trump isn't just proposing a policy, he's trying to literally create an alternate reality in his own head that he thinks this needs to happen. It's completely propagandic, and it bypasses all forms of rational thought that anyone can imagine. Um, so for his supporters, that video doesn't register as obscene to them. Trumpers don't see that video as bad. Oh, that's exactly what needs to happen. Um, yeah, exactly. And as long as he benefits. Um, so that's why Trump lives in his little fucking echo chamber. Um, that video wasn't created in a vacuum. There's an entire ecosystem of enablers that are sitting around him. Actually, the video, I'm actually probably going to do a piece about this tomorrow. The video that they showed from the cabinet meeting, um, he literally, Musk was up there talking and dictating or whatever, and Trump was sitting there playing on his phone and not paying attention like a 5-year-old fucking kid. So now we see really who's in control. Which, by the way, it's unconstitutional for Musk, who is not an elected cabinet member and is privy to information in the cabinet. And when we talked about this in the last live, that there's a constitutional crisis over allowing Musk to view cabinet meetings. It's just, I can't believe we're here. Um, so where do we go from here with respect to the golden statue video? Uh, what do we do when the president of the United States has demonstrated complete moral bankruptcy? Well, first, we don't normalize it. We get on live sessions like this and we go and talk to people and we tell them that's bullshit. It shouldn't happen that way. We strive to inform. Secondly, we should demand better from our leaders, from our media, from each other. We insist on discourse that respects human dignity. And I know that's hard for somebody like Trump, that approaches the complex global issues with the seriousness that they deserve. Um, yeah, and I have too, Wendy. It's interesting to see, elements of Congress. Um, they're already starting to sort of refute and deny. Um, oh, hey, that's a problem. Hey, Willow, the cat. My cat is being a dumbass. My cat does that a lot, by the way. He does a lot of dumbassy things. Um, so third, we have to remember. We remember that a gold statue AI video happened, and you know, so when the next crisis comes, the next election approaches, we remember this moment with perfect crystallization, and we use that anger and that emotion and that feeling to perpetuate our feelings against those who would support those kinds of things. Because ultimately, um, we recommit ourselves to a vision of leadership that serves others rather than the leader's own self. That approaches human suffering with compassion rather than opportunism, and seeks genuine solutions rather than just photo opportunities and metric and all of that other bullshit. And so, you know, the golden statue and the video behind it is not just a monument to Trump's ego, it's a monument to a particular vision of leadership and governance that we must reject as a people. We must reject that. If we don't, then we're normalizing it. And if we normalize it, that's not good for us because then it's going to become commonplace. Someone asked me today, um, Wendy, do you think that we can ever come back from where we are now? Like all these things have happened. Do you think we can come back? And I have to say, I'm a cautious optimist. I believe in that process. I believe in the Constitution and I believe in those laws. And so I have to say yes. However, as time progresses and as these things continue to happen, it whittles away at that belief in me personally. It whittles away that belief, and I have a very hard time um, believing that we can recover from this. I mean, it's been bad before. I don't know that it's ever been this bad. And, um, as a trans person, um, those body of individuals are trying desperately to erase my existence. And they're trying to erase me because they see me as a threat. I don't know. Do any of you find me threatening in any way? I mean, you would tell me if I was, right? Um, and see, Holder, that's exactly the problem. There's been such instilled fear in societal change and how societal change is bad, um, that people. I, I'm not. I'm not the enemy here. Um, I mean, from my perspective, um, you know, I I was living a very difficult life. Um, I did a lot of really bad things trying to cope with the fact that this is who I am, and so um, to have to come into a situation where I realize that there's somebody much higher up than I am, who's much more influential than I am, is threatened by me, and I don't understand why. Um, I'm a mom and I have kids, um, and that's hard. Uh, it's hard. It's just hard. Um, so anyway, back to the more overreaching issue. Sorry, I a little got a little misty there. Um, so how do we walk away from this golden statue bullshit? So at the end of the day, it just isn't politics. It's about basic human decency. And I don't understand. Um, it's about understanding that leadership requires empathy and wisdom and fundamental recognition of people's humanity. Um, and I think it's about refusing to accept that this is how things are now. I don't want to normalize that behavior. And I don't want any of you to normalize that behavior. And I feel like if you're sitting here listening to me talk, that means that you're not going to do that. I'm not going to do it. But oh, hey Willow. Okay, my chicken's ready. My Be sure not to pick that stone tablet up because it would be very hot. Um, and I here. Um, hey Siri, cancel alarm. I apologize, everybody. Um, Holder, I'm still going to keep talking. I actually got Ann Smith coming to the call.
Hi, Wendy.
Oh, that's okay. You don't want to show your face. I totally get
Yeah, you better.
I didn't put on any makeup today either, but people have to see my face because they want to hear me talk. Yes, I completely agree with you. By the way, and it's uh, the whole Nancy Mace thing. That woman is a lying fucking bitch.
Oh, you better know it. She
Uh,
crazy. She
that,
crazy.
yeah, I don't. That woman's. I'm gonna break my own publication rule and suggest that that woman is a word that rhymes with hunt.
You be right. You be right. You are so right with that.
Um, but there's hope, so let's just continue to have hope.
Yeah, that's all we can do.
Um, yeah, I completely agree with you. Which is why I write all the shit that I write and try to do all the things that I do. So wait, so you're a U.S. Army specialist?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh wow. So I have to ask, what is that like from day to day?
Well, it's a grade below sergeant, and during the day, I mean, you get to do everybody else's works, including the sergeants. That's the only way I can put it to you.
No, I mean, it all rolls downhill, right?
You know it does.
um, it all rolls downhill. Um, well, I thoroughly appreciate um, your service. Thank you.
Thank you for your support. I appreciate it.
No, 100%. So so I'm gonna drop you out, and then we're gonna drag somebody else in here.
All right, dear. Nice talking to you.
Yeah, always a pleasure. Um, see, our readers are just normal, everyday people. Um, wait, I want to see if Olivia Joe will come into the live. Um, because she's fiery, probably more so than I am. But we're gonna find out. Um, but yeah, I completely agree. It's a distraction for uh, Felon 47 being of I. He's a fascist more than he's a communist, I think. But I mean, what do I know, right? Um, I mean, seriously, what the fuck do I even know? Um, so yeah, the cabinet meeting was today, um, and as predicted, um, Musk was there. And here's the really kind of scary part about it. There's video out there um, of um, basically uh, Musk dictating the cabinet meeting in its entirety, um, and then Trump the whole time is sitting back in the corner and he's fucking with his phone or whatever and not paying attention. And Musk ran the cabinet meeting. And then, by the way, um, who's talking behind me? Uh, no one. Um, and then, you know, all of the cabinet members bent the knee to Musk because I doubt any of those cabinet members would um, dare to. Because I think Trump even he opened up the cabinet meeting asking, that was Ann Smith, Holder Marine, um, very lovely woman. Um, so, all right, well, Olivia's not gonna. So here, we're we're gonna we're gonna pick on Holder now. Um, so Musk was, you know, there, and it's already a constitutional problem that Musk was involved in a cabinet meeting when he's not even an elected cabinet member. And I'm sure there are things that he would have heard in that meeting that would have required him to have a clearance level. Um, and yet he was there. So I don't understand how we're not in a constitutional crisis right now over the fact that, um, over the fact that a non-elected, non-Congress approved cabinet president, Musk, was in a cabinet meeting. I think that flatly violates at least Article 2, Section 2 of the Constitution. And there's numerous Federalist paper references to that fact that um, Hamilton and Madison were both worried about. This is what happens. This is why we have this, and um, you know, nobody said shit. Well, yet I don't know. Maybe that's gonna play. Um, so now we're gonna pick on Asmira because I like to pick on random live persons because I don't like to stand up here and just talk non-discrepantly. Despite what many people might think, I'm not actually a very eloquent speaker. Um, I want to be, but I don't think that I am. Um, by a long shot. Um, by a long shot. So, um, and then I guess everybody maybe saw this, but the budget eked through last night through the House, a vote of 2017 to 2015. So 2 votes would have downed the budget bill in the House, and I don't think that um, yeah, complete insanity. Wendy, you're right. Um, it's just complete, total, and utter hegemonic insanity because they didn't have the votes 2 hours before they tried to put the vote through. Um, and why didn't they have the votes? You know, to what degree, what level, what certainty level? I don't know. Um, so, um, yeah, I don't fucking get it. I mean, if I did get it, I don't know now. Um, so, what the fuck do we do? Um, what the fuck do we do? Oh, let's see. Maryland's not in the live. Um, so, yeah, it totally is. You know what? It's your turn, Wendy Parker. By the way, I have to ask, on the outside chance that that I have a naked picture of Donald Trump, um, if I post an article that is because I won't post an article that is positive about him in any way. If I post an eerily, disgustingly derogatory article about him, if I post the naked picture of Donald Trump, how many people are going to have a problem with that? I need to know. I'm asking for a friend. I'm completely asking for a friend. Um, because I want to know. Uh, Nobody's gonna touch that. I mean, the half naked pic of um, Holder. Yeah, I actually posted. That's the golden statue discussion we were having earlier. Yeah, it's a complete travesty. I want there to be more of Donald Trump sucking on Elon Musk's toes AI video. I want more of those AI videos to appear instead of there being a giant golden statue of Donald Trump. Um, I would think that would be, um, you know, a more auspiciously fun thing uh, to have happen. Um, and I have a friend up in DC who I was chatting with, and I keep asking him, I'm like, look, like if you hear about investigations around that or whatever, you need to let me know. You need to let a girl know, because I want to know if the administration or the HUD administration is going to examine the how an AI video of Donald Trump sucking on Musk's feet appeared in a government office. I'm certain there's going to be some taxpayer dollars on wasted on that. Um, so, all right. So with that, I will then leave the live open for questions. Ask Wendy the Druid any question. I literally will answer it, whatever question it is. No holds barred. You can literally ask me anything, and I literally will answer it. 100%. No, excuse me. Too much Diet Coke. No one's even the slightest bit curious. Oh, the spring equinox. Okay, so that's an interesting topic. Um, so Embolic happened on February 1st. So I observe what we call the wheel. Um, and the wheel um, falls into um, a series of activities that we all, we all go through every year. Um, let me get my tome that uh, has the wheel. That has the, cause yeah, there we go. So the wheel, um, here, let me get my reference doc up. Hold on. Uh, I've got to reference a tome, but I will tell you all about the what to do on the equinoxes. Um, so, so Embolic is on the 1st of February, and so usually what we do, what we as druids do for Embolic is candles, and the Embolic celebration um, is centered around Brigid. Although in my sect of the Druidry, we see Brigitte as being slightly lesser than the mother, Gaia, the motherly spirit of the earth, that's the spirit that we worship. Um, so usually, what I do on Embolic is I make bannock cakes, and then I do a bunch of purification rituals around the house. I usually have a pot boil going with um, cinnamon, nutmeg, and citrus um, skins, lemon usually, to purify and sanitize the air. Um, and then the food is very dairy and butter influenced because those are the meals of Brigitte that would follow. But for Ostara, so um, Wendy, I'll get to your question next. Um, the Idaho town hall bullshit, which by the way was fucking bullshit. But so for the spring equinox, um, that's all about new life, and so we plant seeds for new growth. So we usually get flowers and beds going, um, and then sweetbreads. I usually make sweetbreads for the spring equinox and the Ostara activity. And then all of my feasts for the Ostara feasting are spring vegetables. So I basically cook up a bunch of chicken, and then a bunch of roasted spring vegetables, um, usually for 2 or 3 nights. And then, you know, if you're a crafter druid, um, doing flower arrangements and branch arrangements and whatever to go around the house. The activity that happens right after the spring equinox is Beltane, and that's on May 1st. Um, and so um, that's flower garlands and crowns. There's fertility rituals that we perform for Beltane. Um, it's another milk offering, so it's a very creamy, dairy influenced meal. Um, and then usually I do a heavy beef uh, dish. Last year for Beltane, no, 2 years ago for Beltane, I actually cooked brajol. Don't laugh. It was actually not bad. Um, so that's pretty much covers um, the seasonal celebrations. That's also the first time that Holder that anyone has ever asked me about um, the my flavor of Druid practice. I love talking about it, but not enough people ask about it. Um, People certainly don't ask enough about the healing compendiums that I publish every day. Um, those. Um, there's a large amount of work that goes into those. And I live as a person who believes that 80% of the shit that you take pharmaceutical wise are things that you should never take. And there are natural ways to solve those problems. Um, and I know how to solve them. Um, I've been an accomplished herbalist for a long time. Um, and I get results um, symptomatically, which is what I know how to do. And so that's when you see the herbal compendium posts, um, those are paywalled because uh, that's what I do. One of the things that I do, um, as an actual business is consult and provide herbal battery work for people that are looking to try to get off of whatever number of medications they're on. because anything that I tell you to do from an herbal perspective invariably is not going to have near the side effects that a pharmaceutical battery is going to have on you. And I treat symptoms. I don't treat the underlying disease. So there's still requirements. So Wendy, your question. So the sheriff in the Idaho town incident and the person that was dragged out of the Idaho town hall, I've got some references for it, and I've read through them. The Idaho itself is a very difficult end of the country to talk about. And let me preface this by saying, if there is anybody who is in the live who is from Idaho, um, uh, oh, Holder, you can private message me on the Substack app, um, and then if you want to have a further discussion, I can share with you other secure uh, methods for communicating with me if you want to talk about things. But that's the first thing, Holder. Just go to my Substack profile and hit the message button. Hit the follow button, hit the message button. If not, if you subscribe to the publication, I will go and find you, and then we will have a chat if that will work for you. Um, as a matter of fact, I'm going to go and look right now. Yep, there you are. Profile, message. Hi there. There, Holder, you have a message now from me. So back to Idaho. Idaho is a very complicated place to talk about, and there's a reason for that. And like I said, if anybody in the live is from Idaho, I'm not directing this at you in any way, but Idaho is decidedly a couple of different things. One, white, and two, not particularly minority friendly. It really is, especially northern Idaho. The Coeur d'Alene area, which is where that Idaho bullshit, town hall bullshit happened. So it's a real touchy situation, and without just going completely off the fucking rails and writing something about all of that bullshit, I don't want to do that because if I do, I know that I will let my emotions go a little bit wilder than normal, and I'll say something and I'll fucking regret it. And I don't want to do that. It's one thing to attack Musk and Trump and all of those, that's a person. But actually, like generalizing about the societal differences or lack thereof um, in a specific region of the U.S., I really want to avoid that because yeah, it's difficult. I mean, look. Let's be fair. Um, Tom Metzger, the founder of the White Aryan Nations, his compound was in. Still is. I think Metzger is no longer with us, but his compound was in Idaho, and Idaho has a number of other complicated individuals from that region, and so that's not something I necessarily want to talk about. It's not that I. Oh, right, okay. Um, there we go. Um, so, um, no, Wendy, of course. Um, I speak openly and freely, and very oftentimes I will open my mouth and insert my foot, despite being 52 years old and not having the flexibility to physically do that anymore. That doesn't mean that I don't do it currently. So, does anybody else have any questions before we close for the night? Literally, any question. Well, I was going to see if I could find somebody to pick on that is still in the live session. I picked on Jason Warchall 2 nights ago. I don't want to do that again. Um, Here, let's try Claudia. Because Claudia says she's woke. Um, no, Wendy, of course. I'm happy to. Oh, wait, there's Claudia.
Woo. I am surprised that you even noticed.
Oh, honey, Mama notices. Mama notices.
Okay. Well, how
Um,
are you?
I'm good. So you have the floor. You can bitch about whatever you want for 5 minutes.
Oh, that would take all night. You can't do that.
Well, I mean, I'm not for my lack of trying.
Oh my gosh. Well, I guess I'm bitching about the stuff that most people are. I'm mad about Joy Reid. I'm mad about
Oh God.
Joe Scarborough still being on. I'm mad about Aiden and and Jonathan Capehart. This whole, like you're saying, this whole folks just trying to change society. It's pissing me off.
Yeah, I, it's a real it's fucked up. I'm not I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. It's fucked up.
Okay.
It's it's fucked up. Sad part about it is like all this shit has happened over the last. We're up to a month and a half now. I think close,
Yeah.
maybe right. Um, I'll impart to a story. So I live in Atlanta.
I'm in Florida. Ugh.
Okay, right. So my partner and I go with one of our kids to this restaurant we like to go to. Um, in Atlanta, it's called the OK Cafe. And if you come to Atlanta,
Hmm.
I would tell you to go there. Just be aware you're gonna have issues because I'm a trans person, so I walked into this place, and let me clarify: the OK Cafe is like, in my opinion, this is just my opinion, it's the best soul food in Atlanta.
Okay.
I mean, I go in that place for the fucking country fried steak with the white pepper gravy and the green beans and the black eyed peas. That's why I fucking eat there.
Okay.
But we walk into this place and fucking I'm getting every kind of dirty look from every person you can imagine. And then I suddenly noticed that almost all of those people are over 50
Oh
and,
man.
and probably Trumpy people. And so, yeah, like, oh, well, fuck.
Well.
And my oldest child, Alex, is with us, and now she's like, Wendy, we can't come back here.
Oh. I don't know. Tolerance just. I don't. These folks just. I don't know. They just get all aggrieved and everything, and just say, "Hey, we don't have tolerance for anybody being different." So it
so,
isn't
I,
done this
so
way.
I have a theory about that actually, and I'll impart this to you. They have to have a vehicle to compartmentalize the hate that they have.
Hmm.
So, so like 6 years, 7 years ago, gay marriage.
Right.
fuck gay marriage. Gay marriage is bad.
Mhm.
Abomination. Fuck gay marriage or whatever. And it was like, okay. Then Obergefell happened, and SCOTUS passed legal marriage equality.
Right.
And then marriage equality just became endemic, societally endemic. So they didn't have that fight anymore. So they had to focus on something else. Trans people.
Yeah.
Trans people in sports. Trans people in this. I read today that Marco Rubio has banned trans athletes from coming into the U.S.
That's stupid.
Do you know how many people that would be?
5.
5.
Wow.
Not
They
even
don't.
1% of a 1%.
Okay.
Why is there a manufactured outrage? I don't fucking get it.
I know. That's. I'm still trying to figure it out too. But yeah, it's just outrage. Everything that you don't like. Let's just be outraged about something and just find, you know, some way to hate it, and and it's not going to affect me. So, or something like that.
Um, so I I have to ask. So there's this thing going on about who's going to be the Florida governor now. So I don't. Can you? So there's this Donald's versus DeSantis thing or whatever. I don't even understand. Can you explain that to me?
Oh heck no. uh, I don't know. I just think it's just fashion. These people are so weird. I have never, they're just so openly, and is would you say Donald's is a black racist? He's just,
I
because he's all for Trump. He doesn't want anybody else. He can say all kinds of stuff, do the Dixie thing, just do all kinds of offensive things, and it's okay because Trump did it. But
well,
I don't know. They're nuts.
the guy the guy in North Carolina.
Yeah.
That was
Yeah.
his shtick. I
You
mean,
can be a Nazi. You
you
can be
you
just
can literally tell people I'm a black man, but I want slavery to come back,
right.
and when it comes back, I'm gonna buy some slaves. What? How the fuck is that
I
happening?
know.
How the fuck did we even get here? I
I
don't get
know.
this.
That's when you
Ugh.
were talking earlier. I was like, yeah, that's what I'm wondering about. How did we get here? This is just the most ridiculous, insane thing I ever saw in my life.
Oh, it is completely ridiculous and beyond anything that I can conceptualize as a person. And let's be fair, I'm a trans woman. There's a lot of shit I can imagine because there's
Hey,
a lot of shit I've had to deal with. I totally fucking get it. Um, but I mean, I'm just gonna tell you, I have a bingo card, and every time the a gold statue of Donald Trump that wasn't on my fucking bingo card.
okay.
Um, you know, but Donald Trump sucking Elon Musk's toes, that was on my bingo card.
That was ugly too. This is real. Watching the Daily Show. Ooh.
How much further down in the hole can we get? I don't. Every time I think like we're at the bottom, it's not going to get worse. It's not going to get worse.
Okay, there you go. Yeah, it's worse. It's
But
worse.
then let me ask you. So I have to ask you, what's your take on the gold card deal?
Oh gosh, I thought about that. Oh, so now you just pay your way in. I don't care who you are. Just long as you got $5 million, come on in. I don't care. I bet you I don't care if you're a criminal then, because you got enough money, you can get out of jail. You know, this that.
So Trump even said, like, if a person has $5 million, they can buy a gold card, come to the U.S., do whatever they
Right.
want. And the guy asked him, why would you do that? And he was like, well, if he's got $5 million, that means he can give people jobs.
That's right. Oh, it just doesn't matter with them. They are for sale. They got. I don't know. They ought to just tattoo it across their forehead because all of those folks, they just need to say, "I'm for sale." Yep, just do whatever the heck you want.
Yeah, I don't, I don't, I just don't get it. Well,
I'm in your
Claudia,
corner, though. I want you to know I'm in your corner. I'm your ally. I'm your sister. Hey, what you need? You know.
well, I'm very appreciative. Thank you.
Right. Thanks for calling on me. It's nice to meet
No, no, no. Yeah, so I just warn you. Now you're gonna go on my safety list. I'm gonna pick. I'm gonna pick on you again.
you. Okay,
Um,
no problem. I'm good.
I'm gonna pick, and I do that whenever I do a live. I just randomly invite people in because I want to hear fresh perspectives. I don't like to just, you know, the my Salis brothers, the Minus Touch guys. They sit up there and they talk for an hour or 2 hours or whatever. I'm like, how do you? You're not getting. I mean, I respect you guys. Holy
Hmm.
shit! I You're living the dream that I'm trying to live by doing
Right.
this. Um, you know, and so, but they don't get afraid. They rarely do lives with other people, and I'm like, no, I want to talk to real people because I want,
Absolutely.
yeah, because I want to, And now I'm just going to warn you, Claudia. I will post this on the publication.
Okay, it's okay. It's okay. Maybe to help me out because I'm trying to do the same thing you are. Do I
Oh well,
do
good.
I
Then we should.
go out there? Do I just you know let it fly?
No, just no, just let it. Just do it. I,
Just
I
do
would
it.
have said I like back in November, like I started writing in October, November. Everybody asked me this, I'll tell you. I started writing in like September, October. I was completely fucking burned out on my job. I hate my job. I hate what I do. And so to cope with that, I started writing. And so I was writing like, an article or whatever every couple of days, and I was happy. And then uh, my friend CD, who is a girl on Wonket, that's one of Wonket's writers. I won't say her name because people would be offended by it. Um, it's a little slur-like, but everyone knows. Anyway, she was like, "Wow, Wendy, you should do this. Like, you should just do this." And so I started doing it, and then by December, I had like 300 or 400 subs, and I was like, okay, I feel good about this. And then I started sharing herbally shit with people. People get asking me, or like, "You're an herbal medicine person?" Yeah. Are you gonna publish this? Because you should publish this shit. I'm like, yeah. I mean, yeah, I've been thinking about it. So in January, I hired Miranda, my editor,
Mhm.
um, and Miranda was like, "Oh gosh, yeah, Wendy, yeah, you totally should do this." Um, and so now here I am, like 5 months later,
Wow.
and 2,000 subs, and people are actually they want to pay for my content, and I'm like, I never saw myself as a content creator. I just see myself as a person that's trying to inform everybody, and people are telling me, no, what you're doing, people need to read that, and I'm like,
I love it.
okay.
I love it. It's awesome.
the, the whole reason I fucking, I told Miranda, I'm like, Miranda, you have to keep me from using the word fuck. And she's like, no, no, wait, no. Have you talked to Jeff Tiedrick? I'm like, oh, yeah. I've had chats with him before. You see how much he cusses? Right. She's like, no, keep doing it. People
Okay.
will people will love you for that. I'm like, okay, shit, great. So, all right, well, Claudia, thank you very much.
Thank you.
You're now on my list of favorite people.
All
If
right.
you
Awesome.
if you are not a sub yet, um, if you subscribe, I will literally comp you a 3-month paid subscription.
All right. I think I did something, but I'll message you later into because somehow I can't follow you or something like that. I did some crazy thing, but
You
yeah,
can't follow. No, don't. No, you totally want to follow me.
I do. I was trying to fix it. I must have hit it seriously. So
Well, I'm gonna find it.
Okay.
I'm gonna find it, and I already follow you. So here, I'll just send you a message. There you go.
Okay.
All right. So I'm now gonna go eat my dinner because it's late. But
Okay.
I wanted to get my live session in
I'm so
early. So
glad you did.
no, I literally I would do it every night. I would tell you going forward between 6:30 and 7:30. That's like the witching hour for when I will do a live. So if you just keep that in your head, then you'll remember it. Right, it's
Okay.
all good. But we're gonna have a separate conversation. So,
Oh, good
oh
night.
my God, Lynn, okay, yeah, I'm gonna let you go,
Okay. Enjoy
Claudia.
your dinner.
No, thank you, dear. Um, Lynn, man, I'm so sorry. You and Donna Giliberto joined just as I'm about to end the live. So you're gonna have to watch. Um, you're gonna have to watch when I post it here in a second. We had a really good time. There was a lot of fun, Lynn. Mad. You need to read, watch the watch the live when I post it. Oh, Claudia, of course. I like I said, I'm very easy to talk to. Literally talk about anything you want with me. Ask me any question. I don't care. People ask me trans shit all the time, and I'm just like, open forum. Have at it. Talk to me. Um, you know. So, Lynn, I'm going to tell you, I will warn you the next time I go live because I really want to do a live with you next if I can. So, but I'm going to let everybody go now so that I can go and get food on the table for dinner. Thank you, everyone. Please, everyone, be safe out there. Um, we're in a very difficult time. Unity, unity, everyone. Um, and I love you all and thank you.